Hello and welcome to Sarcastic Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about the Thor Ragnarok teaser trailer that was just released. Although it is almost 2 minutes, so it's not really a teaser trailer, it's more of a full trailer. And we'll watch that now. If you want to see the full screen version or a version without my audio commentary, you can go to the link in the description below. Okay, you start out with Thor captured. They don't really show where he is. It looks like hell, and you see the little demon eyes opening up, which looks pretty interesting. And then you see Hela, which is played by Cate Blanchett. And yeah, she is a badass. You can see she doesn't care about Thor or his powers or Millionaire, however you pronounce that name. I like the font. It looks like Tron font. Hela looks awesome there. And then here she is facing off against the whole army of Asgardians and doesn't seem to care pretty much at all. And then Thor goes to some other planet. Don't know the name of it, but she gets captured. Not sure who she's fighting there. And then Thor gets the haircut, which is interesting to see. Jeff Goldblum. Didn't expect him to see him in this. And then there's this fighting and Karl Urban for some reason. Everything goes by pretty fast, so they really seem to care more about showing off this part of it, which is Thor, which I like the short haircut and the warrior paint job. It looks good. And then we see the Incredible Hulk. In this reaction, he's so happy to see him, which is pretty funny that he's a friend from work. But Hulk doesn't really care, and he's fighting him anyways. So that's pretty interesting to see what happens there. And then the font, it looks like Tron font. I'm not sure why they did it that way, but it's interesting, and the music too. So if you watch through, okay, so again, it's a teaser trailer. We don't really know what's going on here, why he's captured, or what these demons are that you can see. And then that's interesting that she doesn't care about the hammer, but she does look like a badass here. She just doesn't. She really doesn't care about Thor or his power. She just catches the hammer and destroys it. But this is on Earth. You can see in the background the graffiti and everything. So I'm wondering if this is where maybe Doctor Strange is at this point. Because if you see from the end of Doctor Strange, the end credit scene, Thor is there on Earth looking for Loki. So maybe that's what's happening here. They're looking for Loki and find her, or maybe Loki found her to partner up with her or something like that. But you don't see Benedict Cumberbatch in this trailer, so I'm guessing he's not in much of the movie. Probably just the beginning part here on Earth. And then you see Asgardia getting destroyed by Hela, which, I mean, is just her. You got the whole army, and it's just her. And she basically wipes them all out and banishes Thor. From what you can see in this trailer. I mean, that might not be how it goes, but that's what it looks like from this trailer. And she really seems emotional at that point. She didn't earlier, but she was pretty pissed. And then Thor goes to this warrior planet, and you can see, yeah, not sure exactly what's going on there, but here, this girl here, she captured him. So it looks like she's basically making him her slave, so that he can fight for her as a gladiator. So maybe there might be a point where she helps him out, because she's going to feel some like responsibility for him as her slave, as her gladiator. So we'll see how that goes. Could be interesting. Jeff Goldblum looks like he's just the guy in charge of the planet and probably a smarmy dude. And here's Karl Urban, which was interesting to see. I had no idea he was in this movie. We'll get to the beginning of this part where they get introduced. So you see Thor, the new haircut, which I think looks good, and introducing his challenger, who is the Incredible Hulk, which it almost sounds like they were going to introduce him as until he broke through the door, which is not the best sign. And look at his weapons, like those are huge. Even his weapons are as big as Thor. That's quite the reaction. That's funny. And then you can see here, like Loki is watching the fight too. So you don't really know what his investment is at this point, or why he's there. Hel is not there. It doesn't look like anybody else from Asgard is there. So I'm not sure why Loki's there. Maybe he helped banish him to the planet. Maybe there's like a bet going on. I'm guessing, again, like it's a trailer, so you have to guess, that Loki wants to get Thor off the planet to help fight to protect Asgardia. Because as much as Loki doesn't like Thor, he does want to protect Asgardia. Like, he does see that as his home. So, well, unless things have changed since the last movies. Now, as far as this fight between Hulk and Thor, you don't know why or why Hulk is ticked off, for one thing. Why he's so willing to fight. But if anybody has followed the animated movies, there's Planet Hulk, which is a very popular movie, and I know people were talking about wanting it to be done as a live action with the new Marvel universe, and it looks like they didn't do they're not doing Planet Hulk, except maybe as like a backstory, because for those who don't know, what happens is the Avengers get tired of Hulk destroying everything and putting lives in danger with his temper. So they trap him in a spaceship, knock him out, and send him to a planet, which is supposed to be isolated and alone. And because Hulk wants to be alone, that's their justification. They're like, okay, you want to be alone, you don't want to be part of this, so we'll send you out here. You can be alone. You won't hurt anybody. But he wakes up early and destroys the spaceship, which makes it veer off course to this gladiator planet, where he gets captured and forced into being a gladiator. And that's what you see here. And in that movie, I think it's Beta Ray Bill, who, if you know Thor lore, actually substituted for Thor for a little bit because he was worthy of holding the hammer. But I'm not sure if we'll actually see him in this. It's just interesting that they have him as the gladiator. Maybe they'll just tell it as like a backstory, maybe in flashbacks or something, of how he actually got there. Because the last time we saw him, he was just on a fancy plane on Earth, flying away and ignoring Black Widow's radio calls in the Age of Ultron. So that part will be interesting. Actually, the whole movie looks interesting. It looks good. You know, I like the whole he's a friend from work line. That kind of sticks with the humor, which, you know, I mean, considering that Asgard was basically destroyed, you'd think it'd be like a darker movie, but, you know, that was a funny line. And then his reaction when Hulk actually turns on him is also funny. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it, and that's the trailer for Thor Ragnarok. If you like this video, like, share, or subscribe, or all of the above. And thank you and have a nice day.